Joined by Kyle Gillies, the head coach of the Cape Breton West Islanders in the Nova Scotia Major U18 League. Kyle, you finished the regular season. What were your thoughts on the regular season for your Islanders?
It was certainly a grind. We have a line we use in the West where we don't lose games. We either win or we learn. We had 15 new faces on the squad this year. You look at the stats in the standing, 5 losses came in overtime or a shootout. We turn them into wins, and we're right in the middle of the pack. So with this young team we have rolling, I'm very pleased, very proud, and I think there'll be fierce competition for Dartmouth in the first round.
How do you match up against this Dartmouth team? Did you have success against them in the regular season?
Not so much on the scoreboard, but we tend to have a reputation in the West where every game, you know you're going to be in a fight. There were definitely a few games where bouncing our way might have changed the numbers on the board a bit in our favor. I'm confident going in. I think we're ready to go, and we have the grit and the hard work to go toe-to-toe with any team in the league.
You talk about the reputation, and I think part of that comes into the form of the home rink there in Port Hood. It's a tough place to play. What does the Islander schedule look like in terms of home games? Has it been all Port Hood? Have you been around the other parts of the west part of the island?
It's been strictly Port Hood so far. We've had the luxury in the past to play some playoff games over the years in Port Hawkesbury at the Civic Centre, but Port Hood has been the only home rink this year, and it's definitely a unique spot to play, especially for the younger players in the league. You go to Port Hood, I remember Timmy Boyce making mention of this from Halifax. There's a legitimate fan base there when you walk in the rink, where typical U18 game, you get a lot of family and friends at the games, perhaps on the road, but Port Hood's certainly a special place to be with that fan base and the energy and the history involved in the building. The boys really enjoy it.
It works out the regular season and the playoffs. The time between is during the Canada Games. We know your former head coach Nick McNeil is there as part of Team Nova Scotia's coaching staff. The Cape Breton West Islanders actually have representation on both the boys and girls teams in hockey. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Pretty special for us, and me personally, having a good friend, Nick McNeil, a mentor of mine. Learned a lot from Nick over the years, and I continue to learn from him today. So very excited for Nick and this opportunity for him. But as far as our players go, we have Jack Hain, who as a rookie led our team in scoring this year. Gritty, hard-nosed kid who can play the wall or the center for you. Very durable player who I think will have a lot of success at the tournament. And then, of course, Rhyah Stewart, who's the only female who's playing in the U18 league this year. Rhyah's picked up a shutout or two for us. She's had an exceptional year, and something that Rhyah brings to the table is reliability. I think you know what you're going to get from Rhyah every night. She's professional and passionate, plays the game right, and she's going to have a lot of success in the future. We're lucky to have her, and she's going to be our starter for the playoffs when she returns.
What's her season been like? Has she been an inspiration to the young girls there on the west side of the island? How's she adapted to life with the Islanders?
It's my first experience having a female player on our team, and you're always a little maybe anxious how it's going to go at the start of the year, but I can honestly say that Rhyah has been really a shining light for the team, to be honest. She's a leader. She jumped right in, whether it's the off-ice workouts or just the camaraderie she has with the boys, and she goes way back with a lot of them. Talking to a lot of high-profile female scouts across North America who are very interested in her. She's really coming off the radar for them, having played boys hockey her whole life. So she certainly made a statement this year in the league. I know she was even in chats for the rookie all-star team in the league. We'll see how that plays out, but even being mentioned is quite the accomplishment. But she's definitely a special person, special player, and we're wishing her all the best.
Just tell us a little bit more about key players on the team this year. Any ties to Major Junior or any guys we should be watching that we might see in the queue down the road?
I hope so. Ryan Hayes brings a high level of physicality to his game, and pound for pound, I'd say he ranks among the toughest in the Maritimes among his age group for sure. I know he has connections with the Eagles, and I hope he gets the opportunity to show it off. But this year he particularly worked on his offensive side of the game and ended up in the top 2 scoring among defensemen. We had a late pickup this year with Alex Christmas, who is still property of Acadie Bathurst, and he's a one-man highlight reel and an incredible addition offensively to the team. We're certainly going to be looking to get the puck on Alex's stick over the playoffs as well.
Kyle, best of luck during the playoffs. Thanks for this.
Thank you so much, Pat.
That is Kyle Gillies. He's the head coach of the Cape Breton West Islanders in the Nova Scotia Major U18 League. You're listening to Cape Breton Credit Union Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.